Good morning, students. We'll start a new chapter today, which will be laws of motion. It is given in chapter 3. So, in this chapter, we are going to study mainly about the moving and the stationary body and many such activities that we very often come across to in our daily life. For example, when we sit in a moving bus and the bus suddenly stops, we tend to fall in the forward direction. Similarly, while catching a ball, we withdraw our hands in the backward direction. When we walk on the road or when the boat sails on in water, so all these activities are done using the laws which are called laws of motion. So we are going to study about these laws in this chapter, but for this, whatever motion we produce in the body or when a body is brought into rest, we all know that it is done by a force. Without force, nothing is possible. Force can produce many effects, but mainly we'll be focusing on the two effects in this chapter. That is, force can produce the change in the state of rest or motion of a body, number one, and number two, it can change the size and shape, or in other words, it changes the dimension of a body. So these are the two major effects produced by force. Let us see effects of force. First effect is force can change the state of rest or motion of a body. Motion of body. It means to say that if a body is at rest, we can set the body in motion by applying force on it. For example, a table, we want to push the table, we have to apply the force. So a table which was once in the rest position has slowly comes into motion when we apply the force on it. Same way, when the force is applied on a moving body, that body can slowly decreases its velocity and comes into rest. For example, when a car is driven, that moving car can be brought into rest by applying brakes. So brake being applied in the car is a kind of external force applied on it. Second is force can change size and shape of a body. Size and shape, or we call it dimension of a body. Again, this is very common observation that when we apply force, like on an inflated balloon, the balloon changes its shape. That is, when you compress the balloon, you will find the size, the shape of the balloon also changes. Same is the case when we apply force on the lemon to squeeze or to take out juice from it. Again, you notice that the size and shape of the lemon also changes. So these are the two major effects of force. First is it can change the state of rest or motion of a body, and second, it can change the size and shape. And size and shape is called dimension, so we can say it can change the dimension of a body. Now after this we can see kinds of force. So basically force is classified into two categories depending upon whether the bodies are in contact or not. We have two kinds of forces. Number one is contact force. So this is the force which come into play when two bodies are in contact with each other. A very good example of such force is frictional force. So you might have noticed that a moving car or any moving vehicle on the road, when we do not apply force on the car, then after some time it comes into rest. Take an example of a moving bicycle. As long as we apply pedal on the bicycle keeps on moving. But when you stop pedaling it, then it moves through some more distance and then on its own it will come into rest. So this is due to the frictional force that is acting on a moving bike or moving bicycle, and it always acts in the direction opposite to the moving body, which is called frictional force. So is an example of contact force. Frictional force. We can have another example of normal reaction force. Normal reaction force. Now what is this force? When we keep book on the table, then the book is going to apply force in the downward direction due to the weight of the book. But we don't find that the book finally falls. The reason is that an equal amount of opposite force also acting on the book, and that force is called the reaction. So one force is in the downward direction, which is the weight of the book, and the other force is in the direction opposite to the weight of the book to balance the book on the table itself, which is called the reaction. Another example of contact force can be tension force. This is the force which is exerted by the string in the direction opposite to the weight of a body attached to the string. For example, if this is a body attached to the string and this will be the weight of the body acting in the downward direction, then to balance this weight, an opposite force will be acting on the string, and this force is called tension force, which is again an example of a contact force. Now coming to non-contact force, we'll see this side. So second type of force is non-contact force, where the two bodies will not be in contact with each other. A very good example is gravitational force. Gravitational force. Like the fruits falling from the trees. Okay, even the earth is not in contact with the force, with the apple, to apply the force on the apple, but still that force is acting on the apple to make it fall towards the ground, and that force is called the gravitational force. Second can be magnetic force. Magnetic force, where the force will be exerted by the magnet on any magnetic particles like iron pieces. When is very close to the magnet, then it is found that magnet can apply its force to attract those iron pieces towards itself. Can be an example of non-contact force. Then electrostatic force. Electrostatic force, where a rubbing scale or ruler against the hair is brought near the small pieces of paper, it is noticed that the small pieces of paper can be attracted towards the ruler. So here also the two are not in contact with each other, but still the force comes into play, and that force is the electrostatic force, another example of non-contact force. So these are the types of forces that we have discussed today, and in next class we'll discuss all the three laws formulated by Newton, which are commonly called as Newton's law of motion. We'll discuss it in the next class. Thank you.